Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, back in my cider shed with some more cider to try. And it's another Ross-on-Wye, and it's kind of a special Ross-on-Wye. I mean, it's certainly something that's close to Albert and Mike's hearts at Ross-on-Wye. If it's close to their hearts, then it should be close to your and my hearts also, because they're excellent cider makers which present some excellent product time after time after time. And not only that, but present them with like single varieties of things we'd never get to try otherwise. Ever get to try otherwise. You know, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. There are one business apple library really of single varieties, and yeah, may they continue ad infinitum. So what have we got here? We've got their raison d'etre, reason to be in French, and basically it's their sort of house blend. It's the thing they make for themselves. It's the thing that represents them basically most. That's what I gather anyway from the way they talk about it. But let's see what it says on the bottle. Raison d'etre is the quintessential expression of cider making on our farm. Our philosophy in a single cider, clean, ripe, bittersweet apples, wild fermented in oak casks, matured patiently and quietly and bottle conditioned. This is a cider with drinkability, complexity and identity that takes you on a journey from the first sip to the last, with the flavours evolving and developing across the palate. This cider is a result of 2 years of care and attention and tells you the story of our home, a story of fruit, tannins and time. So the two varietals in this are Dabinet and Michelin. So Dabinet, Michelin. So Dabinet, held as one of the great cider apples, up there with Kingston Black and for my money Yarlington Mill as well. Michelin, much more of a sort of utilitarian apple varietal, actually brought over from France in the 19th century. I think it was one of the most widely planted apples at one point. It was used very much in blends and so forth, not so much as a single varietal, but I do like the single varietals that Mike and Albert do of the Michelin. I've very much enjoyed them. So yeah, this is a blend that makes me happy because I like both of these apples. One which is more obvious, one which is less obvious, I would have thought. But there you go. Let's open it up and try it, unless there's something on here. There is not. 7.9%. 7.9%. So it's a big boy. It's a big one. Right, let's crack it. Pop. Smoking gun. There you go. Nice bubbles coming up there. So bottle conditioned. As always, I expect it's 5 milligrams per litre, which is what they tend to go for to get their sparkle. Some nice bubbles there. Quite an interesting colour. Not too dark, not too sort of dark with the tannins. It's quite a pale sort of gold. It's actually more, there's a hint of amber, but it's deep gold bordering on amber, I want to say that. Yep, absolutely. It says it's 2019, so I assume that both of these apples were picked in 2019 and pressed in 2019. Oh, hang on, here we go. Pressed the season of 2019. Bottled April 2021. April, so it's been in bottle for 5 months, 4 or 5 months. So yeah, had a bit of time to condition. Let's smell it. Ooh, nice nose, interesting nose. There's a apple characteristic. Sweated apple characteristic, which is nice. Quite delicate, it's absolutely there, but that sort of sweated cider apple characteristic is absolutely there. There's something else as well. Something else. Which I can't quite put my finger on, but it does smell like a sweet, sweated, bittersweet apple. That's what it smells like. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a great, magnificent smell, in fact. Let's try it. Not a lot of funk, actually. Not as funky as their ciders can be, so in a way. They tend to get a little bit of funk on other ciders. To have like something which represents them and it to be not that funky at all is kind of, for me, it doesn't represent them at all. Because it's like I expect a little bit of that farminess, a little bit of that funkiness, which I like so much. Right, let's try it. Let's try it. Can't talk. Let's try it. Nice carbonation, gentle bubbles, tannin, as one would expect, as it's said on the label. Astringent tannin, so soft tannin on the front, and there is some hard tannin as well, I want to say. A little bit of leatheriness at the back. In the middle, it's very nice. I think I like this better than the 2018 Raison d'Être, actually. So you're getting that sweated apple again, that sort of, it's a distinct sort of flavour. It's not like a eating apple at all. It's a totally different thing. There's sort of a more skin-like, more earthy quality to it. I'm getting a little bit of sort of a hint of sort of melon to this as well, which I actually like as well, alongside that sort of apple character, cider apple character. Just a hint of sort of melon, like cantaloupe or something. And it is complex. It is. It's quite light in the middle, and there's minerality, but there's complexity to it, bookended by those two tannins, the hard and the soft tannins, which give it massive structure. So actually something that is quite delicate actually starts to get more pronounced, and actually there's a contrast between the bitterness and that. I mean, it's bone dry. It's absolutely bone dry. But that apple character makes you think it's not sweet, but because you tend to associate apples with sweetness, you can almost perceive it as sweet, if you like, even though it's not at all. But yeah, there's a nice contrast between that bitterness of the leathery tannin and that fruit character in the middle. It's much more delicate than I thought it was going to be. It does not feel like 7.9%. This is dangerous. If you like dry traditional ciders, you're going to like this. I think it's guaranteed. It's really interesting, but it has a delicacy. But I think because of the tannin, I think I want to have it with food. I think those tannins make me want to have it with something fatty. I'm going to say it. Cheese. I think I'd like to have some hard cheese with this. Either a mountain cheese, something cooked curd, like Comté, or one of Albert's favourites, Etiva, or Letiva, which is a really fruity pineapple. Actually, yeah, that pineapple smoky character you get in Letiva, I think would be wonderful with this. Going to go and visit them. I haven't told him yet. Well, I've told him, but then he said I couldn't go that week, so I'm going to ask if I can go the next week in October to help out with the harvest a little bit, because it's a good way to learn things, you know, and it's something I want to do, and I want to go and spend a bit more time there, because when I visit, I get very little time to spend there, because I've got to visit lots of other places. It'd be quite nice to sort of immerse myself, you know, for a few days in the whole thing, in the whole, you know, Ross-on-Wye experience, if you like. I'm going to take some cheese with me. I'm going to take some Letiva, because Albert loves it, and I think it'll go great with this. But also traditional cheddar. But you know what? I'm thinking that sort of pineapple characteristic you get in Letiva, which is like a very old school Gruyere, if you don't know what it is. It was the first Swiss cheese to get an AOC. It's magnificent stuff. It's smoked. It's not smoked, but it gets smoky because it's made in such small chalets over wood-burning fires that the ambient smoke smokes the milk, smokes the curd. But it's not on purpose. It's just part of the process. I think the smokiness, I think the pineapple character, and they go really well with this. So I'm going to take some with me too, Ross-on-Wye when I go, and I'm going to test that theory. I'm going to get another bottle of this. I'm going to test that theory. Yeah, the smokiness will be brilliant. Yeah, I think it's going to be banging, which is a technical cheese term, for really good. All right, guys. So there you go. Me like the Raison d'Être 2019 from Ross-on-Wye, the Dabanet Michelin blend. We really do like. It's got, it sounds derogatory to say this. I was going to say it's got wine complexity, which makes it sound like I think wine's better than cider, which I don't at all. I think it's got the tannin and everything. It's just got loads of layers to it, which most people would associate with wine rather than cider. But cider can have it, and this proves it. All right, guys, thank you for joining me in my shed. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.